Jennifer, I feel this wonderful connection with you, really. And, and then I sit back and think, I know you, and then I think, maybe no. Because, and you're the one who put me in that fix, all right? You're the one. And every time I ask you, Jennifer, I don't know anything about you. Will you please tell me something? Where are you from? It doesn't matter. And then we're all part of this universe and it's all right. And then sometimes when you're in this wittiest best form, and I again attempt that question, okay, Jennifer, where are you from? And with that long anticipatory pause, you say, the zoo! I'm from the zoo! So, Jennifer, tell us, who are you, Jennifer? And what is this cosmic perspective that you keep talking about?
Oh, Anshu, that's so sweet of you to say all that,
What, the zoo part?
Because, when I look up, I feel the universe is in me. We're the same. We all share the same chemistry and biology with everybody. We share DNA. We have DNA in common with a banana. So
I know where the zoo was coming from.
Ingredients of us are traceable to the stars. The stars manufacture those elements. And in death, they scattered it all over. So the result is that these four most common chemically active elements in the universe, carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, are the four most common elements of life on Earth, which means that everyone's lifetime is anchored within a greater universal lifetime, and each of us shares the whole of life's time on Earth. And so we have kinship with the cosmos and with all life on Earth, and we are stardust, and that's greater than any ego. It probably borders on what I would like to think is spirituality. And you see, if we hold this expanded view of the cosmos that, and harbor this perspective that rivers flow through many lands and that the forests are the lungs of the earth, then our problems would shrink or never arise at all.
Yes.
And we can't afford to have these thoughts that the world revolves around us and that human beings are the most important things than anything else in the universe. This knowledge teaches me that there is more self to know than what our personal history reveals, And I think it's just mighty cool that the carbon in my blood and the carbon in the universe is the same stuff. And for me, there's no other profound understanding or revelation that modern science can deliver, but that, yeah.
Okay, so I finally know what you mean when you say from the zoo, okay, or we're all from that same part of that universe. Honest confession, Jennifer, very, very honest confession. You've made me extremely conscious, not in this moment of the camera, but in life. Things that I have not been so mindful of, I think about them now. So, for example, you made me conscious about why should we be quieter or quiet to begin with at dusk?
Yeah.
What is it that the homebound birds are talking to each other about? Or there's so many things that you've made me conscious about that I never thought about before. So tell me, Jennifer, what impacts you and how do these things matter to you?
Anshu, have you, put this question to yourself? How many people are aware that the perceptual world of other living creatures, is so very different to ours? Other life forms may may share the same physical space with us, but experience it in wildly different ways. So animals are sentient beings. They're stuck inside their inner worlds, and we too are stuck inside our worlds. And to us it feels all encompassing because it is all that we know. But that is an illusion, and every animal shares that illusion. There are animals that can hear sounds in what seems to us like perfect silence. They can see colors, and
Really?
in what looks to us like total darkness, and sense vibrations,
Yes.
in what feels to us like complete stillness. Each species is constrained in some ways and liberated in others. So you asked me what impacts me. So this is what impacts me. We live in the Anthropocene, and it's a geological epoch defined by the deeds of our species. And every time we make loud noises at dusk,
Yeah.
we distract birds from their feeding frenzy, before they roost at night, or from nestlings that need to hear the calls of their parents summoning them.
Yes.
And every time we burst firecrackers. I learned this from Yuval Avies in
You
his
told me, yes,
wonderful book,
yes.
Intertidal. He says we release that firecracker powder into the air, and it's classified as toxic, hazardous waste. And frogs breathe through their skin. And firecracker powder seeps directly into their veins when it contaminates water. Yes. You got to think about that.
Yeah, like I said, you've made me so conscious. I have to share this, that in this recent, I think I mentioned that there was this evening that I was enjoying this live music, and just because of you, Jennifer, I love that genre of music, and I love the ambience of that place, those red lights and that beautiful facade. But this once, and I'm honest, Jennifer, this once, I saw that the whole setup was under a huge tree.
Oh dear.
And now my thought went to this idea that, yes, there must be birds up there, and they must be kind of sleeping. It must be their sleeping time, because it was past 11 p.m.
Oh my God.
And then I'm like, we're enjoying this music, not being mindful of, like you said, not being conscious
Yes.
of what
Yes, yes.
this could mean for other beings. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, so I think just in this little interaction, if I've become that conscious, I'm sure somebody who listens to you will understand what you're trying to say.
I hope.
So clearly there's a lot of experience, Jennifer, that you bring here. And in anybody's career journey, everybody has a mentor, right?
Okay.
I've had mentors.
Okay.
So who's your mentor?
So, David Attenborough to start with.
I knew that was coming.
Then Richard Dawkins, Neil deGrasse Tyson, Brian Greene, Jim Alkalili, Lawrence Krauss, Sean Carroll, to name a few.
Yes.
And nature. Haven't you noticed that whenever people are asked to build their dream house, what is it that they choose? Where do you think they want to build their dream house? They always say in the hills, the mountains, by the sea, near a forest. Tell me why.
Maybe they're seeking quiet, peace, something like that.
I don't know. You think about our ancestors. Our ancestors who lived on the savannah plains, and then you'll realize that we have spent 99.9% of our lives in nature. And this is according to Florence Williams in her magnificent book, Nature Fix. So our savannah-bred brains still call it home. So nature is not a luxury. It's essential for our humanity. And it turns out that how we spend our days is how we spend our lives.
So we need our origin bound, right? Isn't it?
Oh.
So you're saying that we're called back
Yes.
to our origins, yeah?
Yes, yes,
And
yes,
that's why
yes,
that
yes.
instinct pulls us there, correct?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Like I said, this is this huge storehouse of learnings over your career, over these multiple years that you spent experiencing these things. And like I talked about the mentors, I'm sure we all want to take this forward, Jennifer, right?
Absolutely.
So, of course, this book is going to be one of the biggest, not half, but a full measure to kind of take your learnings forward. But what else, Jennifer? How would you like to take your learning of your life forward?
You know, just a brief story about, what I used to do.
Okay. Okay.
And in my 30s, as I was educating myself on natural history subjects.
Which is just about like a year or so ago. 30s you talked about.
Oh, but half a century ago. Okay. And I wanted children to nourish that yearning.
Yeah.
To reconnect, at least in spirit, with the natural world that was and is our only home. And I wanted them I wanted to introduce them to the joy of nature. And do you know that when their teachers, when I used to take them bird watching, for example, their teachers would say, "How can you see the same bird over and over again?" I said, that is the challenge. Because you've got to notice something different. Although you're seeing the same species, but they're different individuals. And always I kept trying to educate the kids to saying, you don't need to know a lot about nature. You just need to give your senses a chance. So if they made a lot of noise, then they wouldn't be able to use their senses, to hear and see beautiful things. And I used to tell them, you got to be able to listen to these male birds who sing on the tree, wanting to attract their mate, announcing their territory, and proclaim their territory to rivals and whatnot. And I encourage them, speak softly, because usually, you hear an animal or bird before you actually see it. And I urge them, to walk the path quietly through the forest, because if they go clomping down, oh my God, making a loud noise, you frighten everybody inside. So nature watching improves, your observation, helps you notice things and whatever. But there is a dress code, and I used to tell them.
When you go on this.
Yes. And
there's a dress code when you're bird watching.
When I'm bird watching, animal watching, and I used to just tell them, wear these camouflage, dull-colored clothes.
I know.
So don't wear white, white,
and you
because
told me.
It stands like a beacon, stands out like a beacon in the forest.
I know. And you remember when we were going for this this trek early morning, and you said, this red shirt, put it away. And I said, but you're supposed to tell me before. We should have done this episode in advance, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead, sorry.
So then I wanted them, so this is what I want to take forward. I wanted them to learn to respect nature, because respect is the key to conservation.
Indeed, respect is the key to conservation. A $1 million question.
Okay, then.
Ready?
Ready.
So why did you name the book No Half Measures?
Oh, that's easy.
Yes.
That's easy.
Okay.
There was a friend of mine who sent me this WhatsApp message. And he said, Jennifer, I read this and I thought of you. And so please have a look at it. And I took the message, and WhatsApp, and you scroll through, so I went quick down. And by the time I finished reading it, I paraphrased it into 3 words.
No half measures.
Yes, no half measures.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's how I got it.
I have to admit,
Yes.
like there's AI, there's a JI, and I am experiencing a JI, you know, and this JI is Jennifer Impact. So already in my house, up my study table, I have this Khalil Gibran's poem framed up because of JI. So I will not agree to proceed further or close this episode until you read.
Oh, I'd love to. I love this poem.
Please do. Go ahead.
Okay. Do not love half lovers. Do not entertain half friends. Do not indulge in works of the half talented. Do not live half a life and do not die a half death. If you choose silence, then be silent. When you speak, do so until you are finished. Do not silence yourself to say something, and do not speak to be silent. If you accept, then express it bluntly. Do not mask it. If you refuse, then be clear about it. For an ambiguous refusal is but a weak acceptance. Do not accept half a solution. Do not believe half truths. Do not dream half a dream. Do not fantasize about half hopes. Half a drink will not quench your thirst. Half a meal will not satiate your hunger. Half the way will get you nowhere. Half an idea will bear you no results. Your other half is not the one you love. It is you in another time, yet in the same space. It is you when you are not. Half a life is a life you didn't live. A word you have not said. A smile you postponed. A love you have not had. A friendship you did not know. To reach and not arrive, work and not work, attend only to be absent. What makes you a stranger to them closest to you, and they strangers to you? The half is a mere moment of inability, but you are able, for you are not half a being. You are a whole that exists to live a life, not half a life.
Well, I wish I could just, as if there was an ovation happening at this moment. So cheers to a full life, Jennifer.
Thank you.
Cheers to full journeys ahead.
Thank you.
Cheers to every experience being complete with no half measures.
Thank you. Thank you for watching this podcast. I'm sure you loved it. And because you did, keep an eye out for the next episode. Of course, the podcast is just to whet your appetite. The real spice is my book, No Half Measures. It's got all of this and then some. The book is trending on Amazon, and when you read it, be sure to leave a review. And because this is YouTube, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.